Hi, I'm Belinda Fenty.
And I'm Pauline Nakiria.
Welcome to Let's React podcast, the podcast that amplifies the voices of artists from underrepresented backgrounds in the UK and beyond.
Yeah, we'll share our experiences, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. From addressing underrepresentation
to celebrating diverse, rich stories.
Join us on this journey as we react to the world around us and inspire change in the industry. Hi, and welcome to Let's React with me, Pauline Nakiria, and my beautiful co-host,
Belinda Fenty. Hi, y'all.
Hi, everybody. And this week we have the wonderful Tawanda Denga on the show with us. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
So get ready to meet this magical man.
Yes, enjoy. How are you?
We're good. I'm great. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm so happy, Tawanda, to introduce you to my longtime friend, Pauline.
Pauline, what up?
Oh, thank you, Belinda.
New friend meets long-term friend.
Oh, that's amazing. How you doing, Belinda?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm oiled up because I had to do 2 self-tapes this morning. So,
wow.
You know, my creative juices are flowing. Yeah.
I always find it very, like, look, I don't have a dirty mind, but you know, sometimes when you hear that whole thing of creative and then juices and flowing in the same sentence, it's kind of, yeah, it's just kind of, you know what I mean, right?
Take your mind out of the gutter.
Pauline, you get what I mean, right?
You too. This is something that Pauline would say, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Are you for real? Oh my gosh. Okay, so she gets it. Pauline, you get me right. You get me right.
Yeah, I'm the one with the very inappropriate thoughts and jokes and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, good. At least I'm not the only one. You know, yeah. But it's good. Thank you so much for inviting me to, Let's React. I'm super excited. I mean, wow, man.
Yeah. So okay. Lovely to meet you too as well.
Lovely to meet you.
Tawanda. What do you normally prefer? Like, how do you prefer people to? I don't want to, say Tawanda and then how do you want me to say it, pronounce it?
I like people to pronounce it like it's Tawanda.
Tawanda.
Yeah, Tawanda is how you say it, like in my language, Shona.
Tawanda.
Yeah, yes. like that. But I actually do not mind when people just, pronounce it based on how they feel it. You know what I mean? Like, because when somebody says it the way that they feel it, I feel good about that.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So I'm not one of those people that, likes to overly correct people about how to pronounce my name. As long as you get the gist, like it's Tawanda. So some people say Tawanda, some people say Tawanda, so they're just different variations of how people say it. And I like it.
Okay, well then, Tawanda. Welcome to Let's React. Honestly, it's good to have you on. Belinda has told me so much about you, and sent me,
of course,
and even some of the clips she sent me of your work and what you're in. I mean, I was like, yo, okay. So can you tell our listeners who you are and what you're doing? And
okay, my name is Tawanda Denga, Denga. Denga basically in my language stands for heaven, and my name means increase. So I find it very amazing that my name is Tawanda Denga. Increase from heaven.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's powerful.
So I'm a creative. I don't like boxing myself to say that I'm just an actor. I'm a creative. I love God. I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm married. I got two beautiful girls. I'm a girl dad.
Oh.
Yeah. One is 5, the other is 3, turning 3.
Oh,
That
we're
was
in the same
crazy.
boat. I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh my God, that is crazy. That is crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah.
Oh, we're
And
gonna
oh
touch
my
on
God.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're definitely gonna touch on that, man. So yeah. Yeah. And I recently moved to the UK. I think I've been in the UK for about, it's gonna be a year. So yeah, I've
Wow.
been,
Yeah, very new. I was surprised as well. Only
Yeah.
because
Mm.
he was so comfortable and free, and the way we
Mhm.
met was at this workshop. Like, he's already found a network of people to collaborate with, you know, and that
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
sound like an easy feat for
No.
someone who's not been here for long.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
love
no,
it,
it,
you know, already
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
acting.
I'm already getting in there because that's my passion. I love acting. I do a whole bunch of other things. I'm a rapper. I've
Amazing.
done I've done a whole bunch of things. I used to be a hip hop dancer as well. I actually had
Triple
I
threat
used
you
to
are. Look at you.
Nice. Yeah.
yeah. So I used to actually run a dance studio when I was back home
Ooh.
in Zim.
Mm.
And I taught quite a few guys who really caught onto the dancing things and are now doing like really big things and won awards. So like I said, I'm a creative. At one point I actually ventured into doing stand-up comedy. So I did stand-up comedy for like about, I think, 3 years, you know.
Wow.
Wow.
Started the whole, so I like comedy, but sometimes I feel like
Mm.
most comedy is not necessarily family friendly. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you can't go there and sit with your moms and, you know, your child and things like that. But I like environments where I'm able to go with my children because
Mm.
I
Yeah.
got kids, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did some stand-up comedy. We called it sanctified comedy because we were saying this is clean comedy, you know.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
clean, it's for the whole family, and it actually caught on. So yeah, I've done quite a lot of things, and I want to do even more things. And the reason why I do the things I do is because I like creating art and seeing people being
Mhm.
impacted by it in a
Mm.
positive way, you know. Like everything that I want to do, I want people to get something that is going to change their perspective from being, you know, woe is me to being, you know, strong is me, you know, like from
Mm.
being this negative person to being a
Yeah.
positive person.
Yeah.
So I
Lifting
think
people
that
up.
yeah, lifting people up. So I
Mm.
think like the day when I met Belinda, like I mean it was my first time meeting her, and we were at the Modern Rituals workshop, and we got there, and then, you know, she's like, what are your boundaries? You know, she came to me, she's like, so what are your
That's
boundaries? You
me.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, girl, I ain't got no boundaries. What's up? What are we doing? And then she just gave me this really big hug. I think we hugged for like a good 2 minutes. We're just
Yeah.
hugging. We're
Oh,
just hugging for 2 minutes, and we were, you know, we were exchanging energy, and you know, we took a moment, we looked into each other's eyes, and then from there it was just magic.
that's
It was
Yeah,
magic.
Belinda.
for real.
Yeah, that's
That's
Belinda.
Belinda. Yeah, she
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
connects
her,
with
man.
you on such a deep level, and it's always
Yeah,
amazing.
it
Yeah,
always
it's
is amazing. It was really amazing.
How did your
Yeah.
creative journey start?
mm,
Sheesh,
And
my
like, go
creative
way. I
journey.
want you to go way back. Way
Oh
way
back.
back.
man, I don't even know how old I was. Like honestly, I think my creative journey started probably when I was still in the womb.
Yes.
No, like for real though. Like I'm
Yeah.
not even joking about this, you know, because my mom would always tell me that when I was in the stomach, like every single time we would pass a place and
Mhm.
there was like music playing, I would just
Okay.
start wiggling in the
Hey.
tummy and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the dancing thing came from. Then when I was born, like
Mm.
when I tell people this, most people actually don't believe it. But I can remember as far back as when I was 1 year and a half. I can remember memories from way back then, you know. And I used to play around with a lot of older kids because they used to like how funny I was. You know, I'll do like really funny things as a kid. So I think that's where the comedy thing came from, you know. And then when I started going to preschool, that's when I was about 3 years old. I started doing a little bit of drama. Started doing drama in preschool and acting in preschool. And I just really fell in love with acting. So acting became like my first love,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the things I remember when I was in, I think this side it's you probably it's year 4. Back home where I come from, I think it's like grade 5, right? So when I was in grade 5, I auditioned for a school play and I became the main character in that school play.
Mm.
um
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, you had a school that was from until year 11, I think. That's what you guys would call it. That's like year 11.
Yeah.
But I got picked as the main character from all the
Wow.
people that auditioned.
Wow.
So my journey is started from way back from, when I was a kid. I come from a family that is a bit of a creative family, although most of the other ones have never really pursued any creative line of work. But,
Mhm.
my older sister, my older brother, all of them really influenced how I looked at stuff. So I think because of that, I really gravitated towards it and I loved it and I just stuck with it.
I love
Oh,
that.
amazing. So which part of Africa are you from exactly?
I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm from the south of Africa.
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Zimbabwe, way down this side here.
Yeah, we know
So
Zimbabwe.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to visit the country. I mean, the country is a beautiful country. It's got its problems like every other country in the world. But one thing about that I love about Zimbabwe is that Zimbabwe's got a lot of creative people. Like especially where I'm from, the city where I'm from, which is called Bulawayo. Bulawayo is in the south of Zimbabwe, and Bulawayo is like the hub of creativity in the
Wow.
country. Like everyone will tell you that. Anyone from Zimbabwe who's truly Zimbabwean and truly wants to be honest and open about the structural thing of how Zimbabwe actually works, they'll tell you that Bulawayo is is literally the creative hub of the country. Like all your great
Amazing.
talent will come from there. I mean, look, I'm from there. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say the great talent. Hey,
All the great talent is from there. So
Tawanda
yeah, man.
Denga, yes,
We're
Denga,
gonna
yes.
have to ask my good friend Kumbi whether this is true or not. I'm not sure where Kumbi is
Oh,
from, so
Kumbi. Wow. Okay,
Kumbi Mashambi. Yeah.
Kumbi will probably be somebody who's probably from Harare. It sounds like such a Harare name.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
the north. That's the north.
Okay,
I
you
mean,
might
you
have some
also
competition then.
you got good talents as well coming from the north. But hey, the south is always the best, man.
Yeah.
Dirty
Just
south.
being diplomatic now. You're wearing a particular top today.
Oh
Tell us
yeah.
about it. Yeah, because I recognize that.
Yeah. So I'm wearing The Signal. So this is the first ever sci-fi film to be produced from Zimbabwe. The first ever short, but it was a short film, and the plan is to turn it into a feature film. It was produced by one of the greatest minds in production at the present moment from Zimbabwe. His name is Daniel Lasker, a very young dude. Daniel Lasker is a very young dude. He's done quite a lot of stuff. He's been on things like Raised by Wolves,
Yeah.
HBO Raised by Wolves. He's played Abraham Lincoln's son on the History Channel thing, but he's a boy from Lawayo, and he's gonna do like bigger things that are yet to come.
We both saw your short,
Yeah,
and
we
I've seen
did,
a
yeah.
lot of short films. Okay,
Yes.
I've seen
Right.
so many from all
Yeah.
the festivals. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was blown away. It was
Yeah.
incredible. Everything
Oh, thank you
about
so
it.
much.
Really was.
Oh, thank you so much.
It
Thank you
really
so much.
was.
From the
Yeah.
Thank you.
story to obviously the acting to
Yeah.
the production design to the camera
Yeah.
angles.
Yeah.
I
The
was
VFX as well,
The
you know.
VFX. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I
mean,
was
like,
gobsmacked.
yeah, can you just tell
Yeah.
our listeners what The Signal's about?
Okay, so The Signal is basically about a deadly sound that comes from outer space and infiltrates the minds of the people, turning them into lifeless zombies. This force that wants to control the people. But then there's just one person in the film that doesn't get controlled by that sound for certain reasons. So if people want to know what those reasons are, they should go and watch the
I'll put
shorts.
the links.
Okay.
I'll put the
Yeah,
links below,
put the
yeah.
links, girl, put the links. And the real story behind it, it's always about that thing that I was telling you in the beginning, that the underlying story behind the story is that we're trying to bring positivity, that you're in a world that's full of negativity. That's always going to be putting negativity out there, and negativity is bound to get into you if you allow it to get into you. That's why there's a certain part in the film where you see someone being turned because they allowed the situation to do that. And
Yes.
most of the times we have to block out the negative energies that come. So it really is to encourage people and to uplift people, to say that, look, you can be above the negativity that you face.
And how did you get to meet Daniel Lasker? How did that relationship happen?
Oh man, that
Because I'm
story. That's one of
assuming
my.
he's from South Zimbabwe as well.
Yeah,
From that area.
he's from
Yeah.
Zimbabwe. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I need to do something real quick.
For the listeners,
Tawanda, yeah.
Tawanda just adjusted his tour to get some brown for half of his background, you know, to
Yeah, you know what I
really
mean? Like, yeah, like
highlight
that,
his
like
skin
contrast.
tones and
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
add some
yeah,
beautiful.
you
depth.
know what I mean? Yeah. Daniel and I actually met when Daniel was 16 years old. So, like I said, I was a rapper, and at that moment in time, I was actually shooting a music video for one of my songs. And you can also check it out in the. You can find a link for it. It's called
Perfect.
Himlo, right? It's called Himlo. So I did like a short little script. For that, and I wanted this other person who was going to play, the villain, the guy that had all the money and all these things, and he's telling me to sell my soul so that I get all this money, but the song is just saying, no, I'm not going to do that. So Daniel had done an impression of the Joker, and it was amazing. Like
Okay.
he really like just blew me away when he did that. So I saw it on YouTube, and I reached out to him and I said, yo, bro, can we link up? I got this music video thing happening, and I need you to be part of it. I don't have a big budget. The truth of the matter is that I had no budget. I mean,
Yeah.
I had no budget.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, bro, look, I'll see what I can do, if I can give you something, just to say thank you. And he's like, no, no, don't worry, bro. Let's just do this thing. And we had never met before. This was the first time we met.
Wow.
And so he was part of my music video. Then after that, I just reached out to him because he started doing like shooting a lot of film. But at this time, I was still doing a lot of music. I wasn't yet like doing acting. So I just reached out to him and I was like, bro, I wouldn't mind if you just put me in one of your productions and stuff like that. So this one time he shot a short film called Red Mariah, and I was playing one of the many extras. You don't even see me when you in film. I was like one of the extras in the back. So he did that film. And then there was another film that he shot called Hidden Within, which recently was premiered sometime last year in Zimbabwe and should be online in the near future.
Wow.
So I was also on that film, but I just did like voice acting in certain parts of the thing. And then that's how the relationship began with Daniel. So
Okay.
we've been friends since 2000 and what, 16?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, since
Amazing.
2016. So how this came about, me playing the
Yeah.
main character of
Yeah.
this one, is that this is literally what he said. These are not my words.
Okay.
I'll say exactly what he said. So you reached out to me. We hadn't spoken for, I think, maybe like almost 6 months or something like that. We hadn't really been in touch. And then he reached out to me on Instagram. He's like, yo, bro, I'm just during COVID time. So I was just at home, obviously doing nothing. He's like, I've got this really amazing story that I want to tell, and I want you to play the protagonist. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, man. So he sent me the script. I read the script. I loved the story, and I loved how the story was going to end, and the character I was playing. I loved this. I was like, yo, bro, I'm game for this. So I'm like, but why did you choose me? He's like, literally, when he was writing the story, there's three people that came into his mind. He literally felt like God. This is what he said. Like I'm saying, not what I said. He's like, God showed him three faces. That was me, Natasha, and the three people that were in that thing.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like,
Wow.
literally, you guys were shown to me. So,
Wow.
and the chemistry on
Yes.
set was amazing. It
Mm.
was mad. It was just amazing. So
I
yeah.
have
Wow.
goosebumps. I've literally
Yeah,
got
me too.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
You got
It's
goosebumps.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
because
that's
it's always
yeah.
rare to get that, even just on that level, emotional, but in a spiritual level of connecting with people. That makes
Yeah.
it all when you're on set. Like, I
Yeah.
think people don't realize how powerful it means to be an ensemble, it means to be, because that really affects the way you're performing, the way you're connecting with each other and doing
Yeah.
scenes. It really
Yeah.
does. But that's
It does.
amazing.
It affects it so much. And I think that even when we did face obstacles on set,
Yeah.
we always went back to the reason as to why we're doing this.
Yeah.
We had something to hold on to, and realize that, look, this is bigger than us. This is a story that we need to tell that is bigger than us. And again, this was the first ever Zimbabwean sci-fi film to ever be done. So for us, it was more of breaking the barrier of just doing the normal stuff.
Yeah.
And this is why I was so excited about doing the film, because I knew that there's nothing like this that has ever been done before
No.
Yeah.
from
Wow.
from Zimbabwe. And
Yeah.
I mean, the film went on to win multiple awards, not just in Zimbabwe, but in America.
Mhm.
And for the first time, I traveled to America because of the film. Like I'd
Wow.
been out of Africa before, but going to America is always like it's like almost like coming to the UK. You can't just come to the UK. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you have to jump hurdles and
Yeah.
and do a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff to get here. So when this film came out, when I applied for the visa, it was like literally it was just like that. Like, yo, bro,
Oh,
come through,
amazing.
please come.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. For people who don't
that's the
know,
thing.
when you're traveling from Africa to the West, it's like you have to sell a kidney kind of. No, that's the kind of environment it is. Like you have to go get the visa. You can't just, it's not about even just walking in and saying,
Nah.
all right, I want to go this way. And they'll be like, okay, cool. Yeah, you have to give your earnings. You have to show your bank statements. You have to show 101 things. You have to even give letters from your doctor, from your,
Yeah, man,
literally,
it's mud.
it's like you're applying for a job that's for life, So
Yeah,
yeah, it is
yeah.
that amazing. That's amazing.
Had you met your co-stars before?
Oh, yes. So, the other guy, Dumi, is a guy that he's also an amazing creator back home. He's a cinematographer, one of the best cinematographers that is going to come out of the country. He's really top notch. Like, me and Dumi already knew each other. Natasha, I knew, but I'd never worked with.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like I knew her from a distance. Like just oh, okay, she's a nice person, but never worked with her on set to that degree where like we are together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I always like used to like, oh, this actress,
Yeah.
she's just
Yeah.
an amazing actress. And I think there's this one time when she was doing a self tape and she was doing it by the studio where I was working at that moment. So I was just helping her out because I had the keys to the studio. So she came to the studio and she was doing a self tape. And then I say this to her. I'm like, I really love how you act. And I pray that one day you and I will be on set together.
Oh, wow.
And I think, yeah, that was like 2019 when that happened. No, not 2019, 2018 when she was doing the self tape. And
Yeah.
then we shot the film in 2021.
Wow. I love that.
So it was, I think, prayers were being answered.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Prayers
And
were being answered.
how was it funded? Because it looks really expensive.
Expensive. Yeah. So before I tell you,
Yeah.
how much do you think it costs? Like
I
just
knew I was gonna ask us this question. I knew.
how much?
Anyway,
No, how
before I
much?
tell you.
Oh my gosh.
Just think about it. Like, okay, you obviously know some of these things, but how much? Just tell me from the top of your head.
So for the
In
audience,
pounds, babes. In
it's
pounds.
about
In pounds.
20
In
it's
pounds.
about 20 minutes long, and it's
Yeah.
all beautifully shot, amazing locations.
Yeah.
It's flawless, right? So I would say £40,000.
40,000
Cheap.
pounds.
Cheapest.
Okay. Cheapest.
Okay.
Okay. Pauline?
I'm gonna go based off of your relationships with each other. That's me cheating.
Right. Yeah, that's cheating right there.
And about connections as well.
Right.
I would say about 10 to 15,000 pounds.
Okay. All I can say to you is that
It was
we
free.
never
It's
used
nothing.
anything close to that. That's too much
Really?
money.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
too much money. Like
Yeah.
we didn't. It was so low budget.
No way.
No, even, do you know
I'm
what?
serious.
Yeah.
It
Wow,
was
go on,
so
go
low.
on.
It was so low budget that we. I don't think I should even divulge this, but I don't think it was even over 2,000 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the amount of money that
Yeah.
was spent in that was not even
Yeah.
like
That's
it was
amazing.
probably less than that. But we pulled it through because I think of the passion.
The
You know what I mean?
passions, yeah.
Yeah, the
Because
passion.
you know what? The thing is as well here, like, for example, the reason why we were going like that is because, especially here in the UK, when you're trying to make something that is on the level that it is,
Yeah.
it's amazing, like, how much you guys put into that and how well it came out. Like, honestly, if you watch it, it's just like, that's why we thought it's more than that, because of all the VFX, the shots,
Yes.
even like everything else, the way it was made. It just, honestly, it is worth it. I think it's, yeah, words cannot describe it.
It was worth quite a lot. I mean,
Mm.
if we actually had to pay for most of those things, like for instance, one of the things, like the sound design was Dolby Atmos, and that is like the highest. I mean, in film, people that understand film, like when it comes to sound, if you do
Yes.
Dolby Atmos, that is like the high tech. So you have to go to to a studio and they have to do the sound design and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Daniel goes to a studio in Cape Town, and shows the film to the sound guy and says, look, this is the film that I want to do the sound design on. How much would it cost me? He's like, you know what? This is such an amazing thing. I'm going to do it for free.
Wow.
You
It's
know,
amazing.
like
Yeah.
that was so when he called me and he told me this, he's like, bro, you're not going to know what just happened. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, we just got sound design being done for us for free in the best
Oh,
studio in Cape Town. And I'm like,
wow.
bro, that is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, like, and I think that's the thing with when you're creating with passion and with a purpose, you
Mhm.
know, things that usually are very difficult
Yes.
don't
Yes.
become as difficult. You know,
Yes.
it's like things just align, and you know, God puts things in place because He
Mm.
wants this project to come out and He
Mhm.
wants it to impact people. If I tell you the amount of people that were at first, you know, because we come from a very conservative culture. I mean,
Mhm.
Zimbabwe, you know, in Africa, the minute you see people with black eyes and things like that, it's all about, oh, demons, demons,
Demons.
Yeah.
demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
why are you doing this? I mean, I even
Yeah.
got a call from
holy
one.
water. Yes.
Oh yeah, holy water. So I even got a call from one of the parents of one of the extras that was in the
Oh
film,
yeah, the little
and
kids. Right.
she was livid. You know, she's like, "Why? Or like, what's wrong with you guys? Why are you turning my son into a
Mm.
demon?" I'm like, no, it's when you watch the film, you'll understand that
Yeah.
actually it's more spiritual than that. And I think this
Mm.
is one of the things that has got maybe, you know, that the African film industry backwards, because
Mhm.
we are always trying to do dramas and not
Mm.
do anything outside of drama. But African content has so much,
So much.
so many stories that haven't been told, so many
Yes.
Yes.
stories that haven't been explored. And you know, and this is the reason why people don't understand much about Africa, because Africa is holding on to all these things, and because we have to get to a place where we are able to tell our stories, but in a way that is palatable to the international market, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're telling your story, but it's like how the Koreans would tell their stories, but it's palatable to anybody and everyone. They're speaking in
Yes.
their language,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it's palatable to everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like even the one detail, like in the film for the signal. But if
yeah,
you also, when the story is explained, because I'm not going to give anything away, I
yeah,
want people to watch it.
yeah,
But even when the story is told, you then start to understand it. Like you said, it's about the deeper level, that spirituality. It's
yeah,
not just about, you know, demons and holy
yeah,
water or this
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and even when you look at the eyes, because you talked about the black eyes, but if you really
yeah,
look at the eyes, there's detail in that. It's like the entity of space. It's just, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I think you're right. And I like that it's also like as a story in itself when you think about all the stories that come out of Africa, because for us, a lot of Africans, we that connection to the spiritual
spiritual
side of
side
things.
of things. Yeah,
I think there's also that they're afraid of that connection of what it might give them. And I
Yeah.
think
yeah,
that's why they're so very superstitious about it. They're so,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, they feel like it's a power that you cannot just have or take or use. But
yeah,
I think it's also trying to get them to understand that there's something in storytelling about that. What is it that makes you scared of that? You know, what is that connection? Why do we have that strong connection to nature, to each other, to others?
yeah,
And you
yeah,
know, so yeah,
yeah,
it is amazing when you see
yeah.
that. How does that work when you're going off doing all these amazing projects, you're working, you know, what how do you explain that to your kids? Because I know kids, they
Oh
disconnect
yeah, oh yeah,
from, they're
oh
like,
Mhm.
you're
yeah,
just my dad or you're just my
yeah,
mom.
yeah.
So how do you
So
bring that all in? Yeah.
oh, so with my oldest daughter, right? I just have a frank conversation with her. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to explain it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like we just talk. Like I just tell her, baby, daddy's gonna go into a plane
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be gone for a while. Oh, okay. Where you going, daddy? I'm going to work. And she'll be like, oh, okay. So when you go, are you coming back tomorrow? Are you coming back? And at this time, I think she was like, what? When I was moving around doing a lot of these things, she was only like 4 or 3.5 or something like that. So I had to start explaining these things to her because me and my daughter are very close. You know, like
Oh.
we're really close. Like, and sometimes like when I do leave, like I think I sent you the link as well, Belinda, the one of the movie that should be coming out sometime this year.
Yeah, I sent it to Pauline as well.
Yeah.
By the way.
So
Yes, I saw the trailer.
It's amazing. We'll
So
also
that
put
one,
the trailer link in our links
yeah.
for his
So
feature film.
so basically what happened is that when the whole signal thing started happening, it's like I was always traveling, because there was just so much going on, and so I had to really explain to my daughter, and I would call her a lot. Um, I would definitely call her a lot and just explain to the mom to say, just keep saying to her that daddy's at work, daddy's at work, because she would always ask every single day. Like when I first went to America, when I was doing the rolling out of the signal and things like that, she would wake up in the morning and she would ask, "Where's my daddy?" Because I was the one who would take her to school. So I would wake up, I'll make sure that I prepare all her things. I'll do everything, and then I'll take her to school, and then I'll go pick her up from school. So I think that had become such a part of her that when now I wasn't there to do that, all hell broke loose.
It was disrupted.
Oh, it was disrupted. Oh man, she was going crazy, and I was in America for like a month, and then I came back. I got back home. So while I was in America, this whole Alcabulan thing started happening, and then they called me. They're like, "Look, there's a part we want you to play," and I was like, "Great, I'll be back in Zim sometime in November." And I got back to Zim. The minute I landed in Zim, they tell me, "Look, we're flying you out to Rwanda. You're going to start shooting this film called Alcabulan." So I was literally in Zimbabwe for like 1 week before I had to fly out to Rwanda and shoot Alcabulan. So my daughter was really in a space, but I think when I was there the whole entire week, I just spent time with her. I just spent time with her, and my youngest daughter was born when I was shooting the signal.
Oh,
The day I
really?
was shooting, yeah. So the day we started shooting the signal, my daughter was born.
Did you
So
have to
I didn't
go?
see, yeah. So I didn't
Oh,
see. So I didn't see I saw her being born. I saw her being born, but the minute after she was born, I went for rehearsals and we started shooting the next day. So I only properly saw my daughter 2 weeks later after she was born
Wow.
because I was always on set.
wow.
You must have to really keep your purpose in your mind at
Oh
moments
yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You do.
Be
Like I remember one day I was literally on the verge of breaking down, and then I think Daniel just came to me and Daniel was like, "Yo, bro, you're right." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm all right, but I'm just I think emotionally I'm kind of breaking down because what had happened is that I had a car accident literally 2 days before we started shooting.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
it was a freak accident. It was really
Yeah.
like a freak accident, and I think after that accident, like being an African spiritual stuff, you spiritualize
Yeah.
everything. I was just like,
Yeah.
they don't want the story to come out, so they wanted to take out the protagonist.
I get you. I get you.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
whoever they is, they didn't want the story to come out, so they were trying to take me out. But nah, they couldn't. They didn't win that one.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're
I'm
just
so glad
going.
you're okay. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, I am. I only got I got this really small scar from it. Next time I see you, Belinda, when I see you
Yeah.
guys, I'll show you the little scar. It's a little scar, but that's all that happened. The car was a write-off, but that's the only scar that I got. A little
Okay.
scar, yeah. So I was protected
For
by
real.
yeah, I was protected. God saw that
Bless.
I was gonna walk out of there, yeah,
Yeah.
and I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a
gosh.
superhero.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see you. I can
You're
see
like,
you
oh,
playing
bam, I'm gone. Like,
superheroes.
oh, that's
I
You can
really
see me
can.
what?
Playing
You can see me?
superheroes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
For
Why not?
sure.
I have to. I have
Yeah.
to.
And you're really physical
yeah.
in the signal as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whew.
Oh yeah, and that fight scene, we choreographed it in literally 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Man's got skills.
we choreographed that in 10 minutes. That was my first fight scene ever. I've never done a
Wow.
fight scene before. That was my first fight scene.
Amazing. No, it looked sick. It was so good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So your wife,
Yeah,
I'm curious about her connection to the arts and the industry, if any, and
yeah.
how she
Oh yeah.
understands it and how she thinks about your
Oh yeah.
life.
My wife is 100% support of what I do. Like she supports me 100%. She's actually a writer. So I'm
Wow.
always trying to. She's published a book, and so she's got an online business where she does what you call those things, journals. Like
Yeah.
Blogging.
she
She's got like a blog.
no,
A
she
journal.
doesn't have a blog yet.
Yeah.
So she just she's got an online business where she sells journals, like
Yeah.
actual journal books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's a writer. She's published a book. You can look her up online.
Yeah.
Her
Right.
handle is Lola Rue. So LOLARU.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Lola Roll.
Rue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Lola Rue. So she's in 100% support of me. And one of the things that I'm always trying to push her to do is write scripts, because I just wanted to write the scripts, then I act in them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's,
Yes.
Like
I mean,
like you do the script and I do the acting, you know. So um she's creative, she can sing as well. So that's
Wow.
another thing.
Okay. So
She's
future
a,
collab for sure.
yeah, one day. We always think
You've
that
collaborated on children, and next,
yes,
next
yeah.
on the
So
arts.
so so now it's in the arts, you know what I mean? I
So-
mean we have two beautiful girls, man, and
yeah.
yeah, I mean she's
Oh.
always trying to stress me for a third one, but I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm good, man. Like
Shout out to her though.
nah, like I'm done, man. Like I'm good. Like
You
these
think
two,
you're done.
no, yeah, but you're right. Because I thought I was done in one. You're so right. Linda, you're so right. You're so right, Belinda. Like I think I'm done. I think I'm done. So yeah,
We
but
know
yeah,
who's got the real power.
yeah, we all know who's got the real power. I always say this, like, you know what? Women, you don't understand the amount of power you actually have. Like, women are so powerful, you know, and this has got, like, I'm really not this feminist or what person. I'm just a human being, you know, and I believe that each and every one of us as people, were created to be very dependent on each other. Like, I wouldn't be the person that I am if I didn't have such a supporting wife. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if I didn't have the mom that I had, who always encouraged me and was always there by my side to to support me, you know. So, and women don't sometimes, I know, because of society and how society is designed, that sometimes women feel that they need to be equal to men. Women can never be equal to men, because women are on another level. You know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
on their own level of uniqueness and priority that they have. For me personally, I'm just like, maybe that's why I got two girls, because I'm always, you know, I feel like I'm always teaching my daughter, like this one time. So my daughter has got my skin complexion, right? So the one time I'm leaving her at preschool, and then she comes back, I was like, Daddy, my skin is dark. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with that? She's like, I want the skin like that. And so she was talking about this other, you know, very
I like
light
to,
girl,
yeah.
lighter version of her. I'm like, no, you don't need that skin. That's beautiful skin. That's nice skin. But can you see me? You got skin like me. Do you think I'm handsome? Then she's like, oh, Daddy, you're so handsome. 'Cause, like, she's always saying I'm handsome. I'm like, I'm like,
No.
I'm like, do you think I'm handsome? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, do you want me to have skin like that? She's like, no, I like you with your skin like that. I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
I love you too with your skin like that. So never
Oh.
ever look at your skin and think that you're not you're not beautiful. You're beautiful just the way you are. From that day, my daughter just took that and ran with it. Like she'll be
Yes.
telling everyone, me and my daddy got the same skin.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
I love
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, my
it's
dad, yeah. So she's like, yeah, man. So, but yeah,
yeah.
and thank you. You know, having two women being on a podcast, two women. I just felt that I just had to say that you guys are amazing. Women, you're amazing, and you
Uh-huh.
don't need to be like men. You are
Yeah.
Oh.
who you are. You don't you don't need to compete with men, and men cannot. I mean, I saw my wife give birth. That gave me a whole different level of respect for a woman. Like oh my gosh, like oh my god, like how does somebody, like how is this even something that God thought about? Like, oh okay, another human being will come out from another human being.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then get up and go.
Oh, and that's it. And get up and go. Like I mean, I'll be in bed after I get my toenail or something hit by a hammer. I'll be in bed. I'll be chilling like this. Nah, man. Like that just totally that totally like got me somewhere else. So yeah, that was sidetracking. We can get back to
No,
the things
no,
that
it's all part of it. It's all part of who we are, to be honest. It's great to have that support network, because I wouldn't also be doing almost half of the things I'm doing because of my support network too. If you don't have that supportive, that group of people around you, even person around you that is championing you on, or it is not easy to have that, and not everyone has that. And so yeah, no, kudos and shout out. Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, you're gonna have a third one, just gonna say.
Oh my gosh. If I have a third one, Pauline, I'm telling you, you gonna be babysitting. Like I'm straight up, you gonna be babysitting. Like I'm not even playing on that one. Belinda, put this down. She's babysitting.
We have recorded it.
Yes, it's recorded. It's on file. It's on fire.
It's on fire.
I'll just bring my support network.
So what's next, Tawanda?
Yeah, what's next for you?
Oh man, what's next for me is, to be very honest, I don't know.
Yes.
But I'm excited with the journey that I'm on right now. You know, like I feel like coming to the UK for me was the hardest but the best decision I've made.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that because after the signal came out back home, I became like some kind of superstar. Like I'll be walking in the street and everyone will be like, "Oh, movie star," type of thing. But I felt like, nah, this is not it. This is not the pinnacle of what is within me. So when I came to the UK, no one knew me. No one knew that I was. No one knew about that I'm working on a movie that is the first. So Akabilan is the first ever collaborative African film that has been done, collaborating over 5 to 7 different African countries are on this film. So you got actors from Rwanda, you got actors from Senegal, you got actors from Zimbabwe, you got the DP is from Senegal, you had the set design person was from Uganda. You got the lighting.
I'm from Uganda, by the way.
Oh, you're from Uganda. Wow, wow. That's a country I need to visit, man. Like I need to visit that place. And you got guys from South Africa who were doing the lighting. Then you got guys from Kenya that were doing so it's like, yeah, like I'm saying, it's like so many different African countries that came in to collaborate on this thing. And it's the first of its kind. So I'm extremely proud to be part of that project Akabila. So I can't wait to see it when it does come out.
What is the story? What is it about?
So the story basically, because I'll be in serious trouble if I give you anything.
This is your practice for your when you start to do panels.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So the story basically is about reclaiming who us as Africans are. That's the basic story about it. So I think people are going to love it. People are going to enjoy it. Yes, I know there's no film that comes out that doesn't have any backlash that takes place. You know what I mean? I think if something doesn't get backlash, I'm very skeptical about it. I always say to myself, if something doesn't get backlash, you're not doing something right. You have to get some backlash to prove that you're doing something right. Like even when we did the signal, we got backlash to say that why are you saying the first Ndebele sci-fi movie, and because it's Ndebele, it was not in Shona. Shona is, why didn't you just say the first Zimbabwean sci-fi film? And we're like, no, because Ndebele is a language in Zimbabwe and needs to be recognized for what it is, But we also got backlash because the main character in a Ndebele film is a Shona guy.
Okay.
Yes.
So you got all these dynamics happening, you know what I mean? So you're going to get backlash either way. So I think Akabilan is going to get some backlash, but I'm prepared for it. But moving forward, right now on the journey that I am here in the UK, is that I told myself that I'm so grateful that I'm here to learn, and I'm learning. I'm learning so much. I'm learning from all the people that I've met so far. I'm learning to become a better creative. Like just even being with Belinda, the day when we met. I learned so much from her. Like
Oh,
the way we connected and the way that she controlled the atmosphere. I haven't seen a lot of actresses do that. So
Bam, bam,
for
bam,
me,
bam, bam. Sorry, I had to do a horn. Bam.
yeah, no, let's give her a horn, man, because that was really amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm in this space where I'm learning and growing, because I know that with the knowledge that I'm receiving now, I plan to eventually share the knowledge that I'm learning now to the people back home in Zimbabwe, because I feel like Zimbabwe is an amazing talent, but just doesn't have the right tools to get that talent to the place and to get the stories that are coming from not just Zimbabwe, but from Africa to spread across the whole entire world. So I think I'm here for a reason, and that reason is to learn and grow
Amazing.
and become better.
Yeah. So you can
Beautiful.
go home, get those stories, mate, and just spread them around the world. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
spread them
that's
around the world. Like right now,
yeah.
the thing that the workshops that I'm going for, with Ollie and the modern ritual guys, they are just so amazing because it's people that are passionate about what they're doing, and they don't have money. I will travel all the way from Reading to go to London
Mm-hmm.
and do this because I told myself that I want to learn. So if you find people that are willing to teach you, if you're willing to find people that are willing to, help you grow your talents and be honest with you about certain things that you're doing wrong. And because back home now, because I was in the signal, most people be like, this dude is now at the top. And I feel like, come on, that was just a short film. I want to do big things. I want to
Yeah.
be on blockbusters. I want to be on those kind of
Yes.
films.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be on those kind of films that people will be like, oh man, I know that guy. That guy used to stay next door my house, type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I want to be in one of those movies, but I want to do it not just for the sake of the fame of. I want to do it because I want to show people that it doesn't matter where you are from, that
Mhm.
Yes.
determines where you're gonna end up.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have a dream inside of you, once you have this dream inside of you, it's been put inside of you for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't ever look down upon your dream. And I want people to be encouraged by that. I know sometimes it sounds kind of cliche that, oh, come on, keep pushing for your dream, keep going for it. But the truth of the matter is that we can't say it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Keep pushing for your dream and keep going. Because I believe in whatever time it is, I don't give myself any time frames, but in whatever time frame it is, one day people will look back at this podcast and be like, yo, bro, T was on this podcast. Let's react. T was on that podcast. This is the first ever UK podcast I am on. And that is
Hey.
a sign that
Yes.
this is not my last.
It's not.
Yes.
For
You
sure
know
it's
what I
not.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah,
want
And
to
it's
so
know
all
more.
happened because you were passionate about what you do and you were doing the
yeah,
workshop. I'm passionate about what I do. So
do
we
yeah,
meet passionate people and we
yeah.
connect.
Here we
And
We
are.
look,
connect
this is
and
us doing this.
this is us doing this now, and this is the beauty of it. I mean, like from the time I came to the UK. So this is how I actually started doing the whole workshops thing. So I got to the UK, and there's a lady that I had met when I was in America, when I was promoting the signal. When I got there, so this lady kind of hinted, and I had not yet knew that I was going to be coming to the UK, right? So later on, we're just having a conversation. She's like, "Oh yeah, but I travel a lot. I'm from Australia, but I sometimes, I'm based in the UK." I'm like, "Oh wow, that's nice." When I do come to the UK, this is me just talking theoretically, like, just talking. And I'm like, when I do come to the UK, I'll give you a shout. That was in November of 2021. No, November 2022. Then I came to the UK in July of 2023. I reached out to her. I was like, yo, guess what? I'm in the UK. She's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yo, we definitely need to meet. There's a meet and greet thing I'm going to in 2 weeks. If you want to go. I'm like, yo, definitely. I'm out for this. So I got here, and literally 2 weeks later, I was at a meet and greet, a social with all these creatives around. And most people didn't believe that I had been here for only 2 weeks. They're like,
Wow.
how are you here? You're
Yeah.
already starting to interact with people. I'm like, because I told myself that I'm not going to waste time. I know what I want. I want to
Yeah.
be the best at what I do. So I'm going to, yes, I know there's other things I need to do in order to pay the bills. Because UK bills, Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
You guys and these things got bills. I know, man. You guys got bills for days.
In it.
Like you got bills for days.
Oh,
Like you
gosh.
got bills for every single thing. Like there has to be a bill.
Breathing, eating,
I mean, eating,
tears.
walking. Oh my gosh, living. Like, I mean, when I got here and then, you start paying this thing called council tax. I'm like, council, what? Like, what is this? Why? Why are we doing this? You got gas bills, you got water bills, you got bills for days, man. So, yeah, you have to subsidize. So I really respect people this side because there's no excuses. You got no excuses.
Yeah.
You do what you have to do, but you work and then you go back and you put that into your passion, and
Yeah.
it will bring results at one point. So yeah.
It will. Yeah, we're looking forward. Do you know what? We're gonna have you again when you
Yeah.
to see how you're getting on. So please, when things are happening, yeah, we're gonna reach out to you and come back on the show.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And I know by that time the show will be bigger. You know what I mean? The show will be bigger, so
amen.
Amen.
yeah, the show will be bigger. The show will be bigger.
Oh.
So yeah, you can reach out to me anytime.
Oh.
Anytime. I will, don't worry, you won't go to my assistant. You understand? You guys will
You're
have my
fast
direct
track.
number. Yeah, you're fast
Excellent.
track. You guys will have my direct number. So don't worry.
It's
don't
on
worry.
record. It's on record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on record.
We like to get our guests to recommend something. So it could be what you're watching, what you're seeing, what you've seen, something that's connected with you deeply that you think that others should know about.
Well, I've watched what I've been watching. I watch a lot of. I like just watching weird. So I watched this one thing called Baby Reindeer. Right. It's a series on Netflix. I loved the storyline. I loved the acting. I loved just how, like, reading into the characters, and seeing how deeply vulnerable human beings are, and how much we want to achieve our dreams at the cost of sometimes our own dignity and what we believe in.
Yeah.
But what I love about that story with Baby Reindeer is that he had so much things going on that were happening to this guy, but he also didn't realize what was happening with this with this other lady that
Other
was
person,
and because he was so consumed with himself. And sometimes that's how we are as people, that sometimes we're so consumed with ourselves that we don't see what other people are actually going
through.
Yeah. So that's what I learned from that. So it's something I would recommend to people.
Fantastic recommendation. I
Yeah.
second it.
You second that?
Yeah, I inhaled it. So
Oh,
yeah.
man, I watched that thing. I was just like, wow,
Masterpiece.
man, it is. It's such a masterpiece. The acting, everything, the storyline, the production quality, everything about it.
And
My
it
wife-
manages to go deep.
Yes.
And yet still be kind of entertaining and funny.
Yeah,
But it goes
funny.
so deep.
Yeah, and I think that was the beauty of it, and I love the scripting. Like I thought the scripting was just so amazing because the way they tell the story, the way everything about it. Like for me, I think that is one of my favorite recommendations.
And we will also add the signal too. Just saying.
oh yeah, like please, like yo, oh my gosh, the signal,
sure.
like man, that is high quality stuff, man. So I'm trying to learn. So I'm trying to learn the roadman accent.
Is it, fam?
I'm trying, man. Like man.
Is it?
Like I mean, man. I'm trying to get the peas, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
yes,
man? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get them peas. Trying to stack them peas. I'm still trying, man. You know what I mean? Because you say man, you don't say man. You say man. Mandem. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
No, thank you so much for having me, guys. Yeah, I mean we can probably talk for hours.
Yes.
For real.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could probably
easily.
talk for hours because I got my own questions, but this is not my podcast, so I'm not gonna be asking questions. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. But when I
Maybe
do have my podcast, I'll definitely get you on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, no, honestly, thank you so much, Tawanda. It was so good to have you on. I'm so happy, so proud to meet you. Thank you, Belinda.
I'm happy. I'm so happy you got to meet each other. It's the
Oh,
Thank you
first,
so
not the
much, yeah,
last.
man.
Yeah.
It's the first. No, definitely
Yeah.
not the last. You
It's
guys
okay.
are amazing. Take care. Cheers.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was amazing, Tawanda Denga. So good to have him on, and thank you so much for listening, everybody. We will speak with you soon.
Speak with you soon. Bye.
Bye.